Merry meet and welcome to the General Tarot reading for all signs for today, the 2nd of April 2024. This is Ariel Gatoga and we are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. Moderating today on YouTube are the lovely Jennifer and the lovely Vanessa, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely Dre. Thank you so much, moderators, and thank you to everybody for joining us today for this general reading for all signs. If you're watching us on a restream on YouTube and you don't want to watch me shuffle, just use the timestamps in the video description. Okay, this is the Ancient Italian Tarot, well-loved deck. Let's use one of my very favorite eau de colognes, Roger and Gallet. This is the Extra Vieille. I'm almost out of this. I better order some more. This has lasted me, I don't know, almost about 10 years, this bottle. So just so you know, it might seem a little expensive, but it lasts a long time. And it's a wonderful purifier. I prefer it to burning sage indoors just because I don't like to burn stuff indoors because I don't know, it just says it's just not my thing. So I'd say maybe 10 years ago, I started looking for alternatives to burning incense because I've always loved incense, and then I just got sick of it, what it did to my paint jobs. I didn't like the breathing of the smoke. I noticed I was allergic to a lot of it. And then I realized, well, wait a minute, I could use Florida water and I can use eau de cologne. I could use Van. Why not use that stuff instead of, incense? And it works beautifully. So eau de cologne, traditional eau de cologne, not just any old perfume. One of the traditional eau de colognes like Florida water or 4711, Extra Vieille, etc. Or any of the verbena-based perfumes are a great way of purifying your space instead of smudging, and it works really, really well. So you may want to give it a try, especially if you're not one that likes a lot of, burning inside and you don't feel like burning sage. Thanks for sharing, Ariel. I didn't say any of my normal announcements. I just went off on a tangent. Yay, tangents. All right, let's just shuffle this up maybe 2 more times and give it a nice clean cut and see what the cards say for us today. Today, we have, we have the Star card, wouldn't you know, and then the Queen of Wands, oh my, and then the 5 of Coins, yay. Okay, so it's talking about what to do about those of you who are a little bit uneasy about things like money or health or whatever assets in the future. Remember, the future is not happening right now and the future is not set. So worrying about the future is not a good idea, because that tends to, what you think about consciously tends to start to steer the ship in that direction. So you don't want to steer your ship into all of the things that you might be afraid of that might happen. Just remind yourself right now, it probably won't happen, right? It probably won't happen. And if I take charge of my mind, it definitely won't happen, and I can make something wonderful happen. So for those of you that are worried about things, about money in particular, it's saying financial stress, and you're just assuming, it's not even that you're worrying, it's that you're assuming that you're going to have financial problems or health problems. You're just assuming it. And it's probably based on, past evidence and things like that. But see, the thing about your past that many of you aren't aware of is that you don't need to be bound by your past. The Star card undoes the consequences from any past mistakes. And she doesn't care what kind of mistakes they are. She doesn't care that it was a financial mistake or a health mistake or whatever it was. She doesn't care. She just knows that you don't have to be bound by your past. And that this grace, the grace of this Star goddess, that's what I call it. You can call it anything you like. The grace of the Holy Spirit, the grace of the Holy Mother, whatever. But the grace of the Star goddess, because that's how she appears in the tarot, is the love of a mother for its child, and will kiss anything and make it all better. But the thing about any spiritual assistance is it can't be done for you without your permission. You have to decide for it. You have to actually ask for it. Because otherwise, if some sort of angel or goddess or deity or something just came in and fixed everything for you, you'd think that would be nice. But just imagine what it would be like if you were sitting and watching television, minding your own business, and a bunch of house cleaners just barged in and started cleaning your house. I mean, they mean well. It's nice of them, thank you, but I don't want that. I didn't ask for that. Why don't you just leave your card when I want my house cleaned? Then you come. Don't just do it for me, right? And so that would be a form of attack. And she's never going to attack you. So if you want the grace of the star goddess, you must ask for it. And you can just say, I call upon the divine grace of the star goddess, or of the divine mother, or of the Holy Spirit, or whatever word you like, to undo all of the consequences from my past mistakes. It's that simple. And you can say that again and again just to keep your mind focused on it. I have a whole meditation on this that you may want to listen to today, based on the star goddess, based on the star card, and it's called Receiving the Divine Grace of the Star Goddess. And you can find the links to that and all the tarot meditations in the video description of this very video and every other tarot video on this channel. All right, so assuming that there's going to be failure is not the way to go. It's telling you instead of that, because you're sort of set up to craft your future anyway. And you're a good craftsperson. You really are. This Queen of Wands is very skilled. And you're good at what you do. So don't use that power against yourself by crafting something that you don't want. Instead, just start to be ingenious. Allow your own genius mind to come through. You don't have to work at it. You don't have to sweat at it. You don't have to conjure up some great idea. Just do what's in front of you to do in the best way that you can. And notice how good you are at doing whatever it is that comes your way. And as you do that, you're going to notice you get more work and more things to do and more things to craft and more things to work on. And you'll all of a sudden you're on the other side of the thing that you were so afraid might happen, and it's all successful. And this happened because you released yourself, or allowed yourself to be released from the consequences of your past. And then instead of crafting a negative future based on old ideas, you are free to craft things that you want. And it's saying that the best way to do that is just to take life as it comes. Don't worry about the future. Just release yourself from the past. Don't assume anything about the future, and do what's in front of you, and do your best at what you're doing. And you'll notice that you will completely bypass any of the problems that you're assuming are going to happen. Okay, let's see what else is up with y'all. We've got a 3 of Swords. We've got a beautiful Emperor card and a wonderful Knight of Cups. So the 3 of Swords is what's the past. That's the thing in the past that you're assuming has power over your future. These 2 cards are related. The 5 of Coins and the 3 of Swords are related. Based on what you think happened to you, or what you think you did wrong, or whatever it is. Some of you think that somebody did something to you. Some of you think that you did something really stupid. Some of you think that you were just the victim of fate. Whatever it is that's happened in the past that was so painful and or tragic. We're not minimizing it. We're not saying it didn't happen. But what we are saying is that it doesn't control your future. And that's the thing that we want to ask this goddess force to undo for you, so that you're untied to that, and it no longer is creating consequences for you. And this Emperor card is saying that's your role to decide to decide this, because you're the emperor. The emperor of your empire. Your whole life is your empire, and nothing happens in your empire without your approval. Nothing. And it's true that sometimes empires can be invaded. It's true that sometimes empires have things happen to them that are not what the emperor necessarily wanted, but what the response is to those things is completely up to the emperor. Now, the emperors that always seemed to have thrived and done well, that weren't the fall of their empires, they were actually they were the emperors that created thriving empires, were the ones that had trusty advisors and helpers, and that's what you have. You have mighty, trusty helpers and advisors, and most of those are on the non-physical plane. This Knight of Cups is a helper, but Cups is the inner realm. So within you, you have guidance. Within you, you have help and instruction and everything you need, really. So the smart emperor, which is what I want you to be, is the one that doesn't just say, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. It's one that says, I don't know what we're going to do. Let's ask. Let's get advice. And then we're going to find out what we're going to do. What we're going to do is going to be based on me consulting with my spiritual advisor. You know, they all had their soothsayers or their magicians and all that stuff. Your soothsayers and magicians are infallible because they are your intuitive faculties and they exist within you. So you're not going to act without thinking first, without asking first, without consulting that inner guidance. And you'll know what to do based on how you feel. You'll know if it's a yes, go ahead, because you'll feel excited about going ahead. You'll know it's no, wait on that, because you'll feel like it doesn't feel comfortable for me to go ahead with that. So you're going to listen in the moment before you take those actions. And there's a lot of actions that you're going to take, but they need to be inspired by this. They need to be inspired by the Knight of Cups. Then once the Knight of Cups gives the okay to the emperor, the emperor says, okay, Queen of Wands, you do your thing. You do what you love to do. And then you just go ahead and do it. You'll know when to act. You'll know when to act because you will have been advised properly, right? And you're going to do all of this under this umbrella of divine grace. Divine grace of the star goddess is undoing the consequences from the past. And what that means is that you're no longer going to be using your past as your advisor. You realize, oh, those are enemy advisors. Those aren't the kind of advisors I want to listen to. I want to listen to an intuitive advisor who knows things that are beyond what happened to me in the past, because this star goddess has released me from the past. The grace, the infinite grace has released me not only from the past itself, but from any consequences resulting from the past. And that's why I don't have to assume the worst anymore, because I'm going to get advised and I'm going to be able to go into my future in a way that's very prosperous, very profitable, and without any attachment to past pain, to past tragedy, to past fear, any of that. Hopefully that makes sense. It's quite a reading, but it's definitely giving you some good tools to use today. All right, so we've got that Star Goddess card, but we've also got this Emperor card. So if you wanted another meditation today, it's called Claiming Your Royal Powers. That's the name of that one. So there's 2 meditations that are indicated in this reading to help you optimize all of the wonderful energies here. If you have time or desire to do that, you can, like I said, find all those meditations by following the link in the video description. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you to the amazing moderators, Jennifer, Vanessa, and Dre. And we will see everybody for another reading tomorrow. Blessed be.